Got us a team 1 together with Ben Sherman. We got us as Archie as an enhancement Shaman with Vatsu as another enhancement Shaman playing Necrolord enhance. We got Wolf and Sajira, all the pile of like green orc boys with like, I think 1 undead with Ben Sherman. We got ourselves team 2 only with 4 people, always missing somebody. But maybe they'll still load in. Alonia going to be first up with Atham in the back with Chrysler and Fazzle as a Warlock. It looks like Arhi is going to be first up for Salonia. Going to be a hell of a match. Salonia has had some back-to-back duels here where they just are surviving forever. Arhi just taking loads of damage in the opener. Going to be a Thunder to break apart the chain from the Malediction. It's going to be Alonia trying to focus down the totem if they can. But looks like Arhi in that confusion while Alonia trying to figure out who to attack. Arhi was able to at least catch up a little bit of healing. Able to deal with the bleeds to a certain extent. Minding the wall the rest of those though. Alonia popping a wall themselves with his stun. Onto the kitty cat. Arhi burned out of mana completely. Trying to go for a sentence. Trying to get as much damage as he can. Trying to get counter pressure and counter damage. Big damage to Alonia. But looks like the wind strikes will not continue. Is going to deny. Going for it. Dora Shadows trying to get as much range pressure on Alonia with a quick old charge. Alonia finds himself kind of low, but the movement is still ever so present for the Druid. As Arhi trying to close that gap. And actually, Arhi might not need to close the gap at all. He kept charging at Alonia. He keeps rushing at him. But actually wants to probably go in the opposite direction. Arhi trying to keep the damage, trying to keep the pressure going. Needs the mana, needs the Maelstrom. But I think he's got much of either. Got himself a little bit of healing. Alonia just waiting there. I think just spamming Moonfire the guy. Hoping that that'll be enough to kill him. He's going to have to focus down on the totem as Arhi is given a moment to at least catch some little bit of reset behind the pillar. Can maybe Dora Shadows if he goes fast enough. Just trying to get himself whatever healing possible. Dropping down a heal totem. Alonia continuing to punish him with Moonfires. Quick Thunder with a stun onto the Feral Druid. But Arhi caught up on a little bit of healing, but still not out of the woods at all. Thorns is up for Alonia with a Bark Skin. Arhi doesn't even purge it. I don't think he has the mana. I don't think he can even allow himself to purge the Thorns right now. He just has to play it very, very carefully. Ursul's putting him back in next to the kitty cat. Quick maim and a triggered by Arhi, but he's just out of options. Quick Chain Harvest does put him in a decent health bar, but the bleeds are taking him back down. Arhi just struggling to get back to a functional place. Gonna be Dora Shadows trying to reposition Alonia, get him more Moonfires, just continue to punish him. Or he can maybe get some Ghost Wolf he's in, but he's got no mana whatsoever. Ghost Wolves are up, maybe with a wall. Quick maim. Alonia is in the melee range, able to get the bleeds in there. Arhi needs to pop a wall immediately if he wants to have a chance to survive this at all. Needs a heal right now. Maybe with a wall. The Wolves are continuing to get Maelstrom. He's just letting the Wolves build up Maelstrom from a distance while he's trying to regenerate some mana. And Alonia's Flesh Gun still holds. I just don't understand with the stun around the corner. As Arhi just trying to stay in Ghost Wolf, get whatever health he can while in Ghost Wolf. Try to see if he can somehow claw back for this duel. Maybe he'll try to sit down and get himself some mana. Literally just try to sit down and get himself some drinks in an arena where he's fighting as a 1v1 versus a Feral. Thorns are up. Arhi knows he doesn't want to attack it to Thorns. He's going to just wall it while in Ghost Wolf as best as he can. Get himself some healing while possible. At no health whatsoever. Wall is up. Need himself some Maelstrom in order to get himself better healing. Dora Shadow's trying to get interrupted on, I think. But he's so low. Does get himself one more heal. One more healing surge. Bash of the Feral. Shackles him with addiction. Does he way to interrupt it? I think he's just over. Oh my goodness. That is just such a rough match. That is just... I feel like from the get-go, he just got melted down. And Vatsu is going to be up next. Flashcraft rolling. We'll see if this Shaman has an easier time with the Feral. Vatsu's playing a bit of a different build though. He's playing Ascendants as well as Ghost Wolves. But he's also playing Lightning Shield rather than Earth Shield. So that might change up his gameplay. Stun onto Alonia. Does Vatsu go for the big damn? Looks like he's dropping down totems. Maybe get himself big Windstrike procs. Going to be a wall for Alonia. Try to take up the damage. So is Vatsu having to go for a wall himself. But even then, through the wall, he's just bleeding out. Ascendance. Alonia is kind of trapped out in the middle of nowhere. Trying to maybe kill the totem. Trying to just Moonfire Vatsu barefoot for a second. Trying to get himself a big Swiftman as well. Vatsu with Windstrikes. It is doing quite a bit of damage. But again, just like... with Arhi, he's just getting landed-sided. Regrow's coming down, has an interrupt on the Shadow, but he just doesn't have the pressure to continue rolling, though. He got himself some healing, plenty of mana, but a quick stun turnaround by Alonia, trying to get the bleeds onto Vatsu. Yeah, where's Vatsu? Might be. I literally forgot if it was Vatsu or Batsu. But it's Vatsu. But it looks like a B as the first letter, but it's actually a Russian V. Either way. Almost 5 minutes of this duel. Vatsu not in a great position at all. just like Arky, he's got his tail tucked, just trying to get himself a bit of reset. At least he's a little bit better on health, a little bit better on mana, a little bit more even. But he's having to burn that mana already versus Alonia. Getting towards a 75% chance, 75% mana. Got himself big win strikes versus Alonia, but the stun is going to stop him and plays trinkets out of it. As he wants to stay aggressive versus Alonia, continue to generate Maelstrom. Alonia got the dots out of Vatso. He has used that mana in order to catch up on health. But the bleeds are just going to continue rocking him. Maybe he can get himself a big Ascendance go with Doom Winds. Maybe that way he might be able to combine both of those together to unleash the biggest burst versus Alonia. But with those bleeds, he needs to make a play at some point. Those stuns are just going to put him behind. He just needs at some point decide, I'm going to go for it and just go for the most burst. Whatever happens with health is whatever happens. But he's continuing to get himself whatever healing he can. Another trinket, another totem, just to put a bit of a clamp, a little bit of a wall between him and Alonia for a second. Tried to reposition behind the pillar, hit him with the frost shocks. Just trying to buy himself some time. And so far he's been able to recover a little bit. But another bash. I mean, every time that stun happens, he just puts Botson behind, immediately goes to Surveil if he wants to go for it. Ascendance, he has the Feral away from any of the pillars. Maybe this is the time to do it. Trying to get himself whatever healing, burned off whatever mana he has at 90% dampener. Might just have to unleash everything. Alonia with a pre-wall here. But I said, quick stun, maybe he can make something happen. Got that range, Alonia leaping in, quick bite and locking him out. Sajiro trying to deny the Feral any more continued pressure, any more continued victory. Looking for the Mexicans. Alonia getting slammed down in that kill. Man, that Feral. Two Shamans back to back that tried their hardest. You know what's the worst part is? Just watching these Shamans play it as defensively as they can. It's pronounced like Vatsu Navets. Okay, I shortened to Vatsu. I think it's good enough. What's up, King? Hey, dude, my guy. Yeah, these cats are harsh, man. These cats are hard to deal with. I mean, maybe that's why Team 2 did not get a fifth, because that Feral was a one-man army. Like, if they wouldn't need another one, a second one, a fifth person, yeah, probably just probably better chill. You know, no need. A Feral, just look at him. Gonna be Athaman not getting reflected with his Hodge. Final wreck and everything where Sajura's parry is up. Sajura chooses Stricken. It's gonna go for a flesh count while parry is up. Athaman can't interrupt him with a rebuke because it is a melee hit. It is gonna get parried. Athaman with that adaptation, Sajura double leaps away. And Athaman with full wings raring, full wings blazing, wants to make some damage versus the warrior. The warrior is just gonna have to wait out until the full wings are down. It looks like they are. Athaman, are you playing Emeni Soulbind, by the way? I think that you are. Gonna be reflect for Sajura in case there's a Hodge out of Atha, but the eye for an eye is gonna make it hard for Sajura to continue the pressure here. Went to a massive leap. Does he have a flesh gift? He does not. The judgment might end him here. Barely any health available. Into a quick charge. Oh, Athaman just hits him with that hammer. And Ben Sherman is going to be up next. The Shadow Priest that fought Athaman last time and actually just overpowered with the unholy pressure of a Necrolord. Atha is going to have to play this a little bit more carefully. We are starting this duel out between the two at a little bit higher dampening. Hitting that 10-minute mark, 30% dampening. The amount of healing either two are going to get is going to be limited. In Athaman, it's really going to come down to how you use your cooldowns, though he does have an advantage of, he has the bubble this time going into this duel. Shield of Endance and everything. Ben Sherman trying to go for a res. Are you undead? I can't even tell what you are. Are you undead? You are undead, right? Yeah, it has to be. I literally can't even see like the undead face or anything. Literally can't see it. Hand of Hindrance by Atham. Try to go for an interrupt versus Ben, but looks like they missed. Blinder to Ben Sherman, who trickets out of it. It's going to stun Atham out in the open. No way for adaptation to proc. Actually, the Mage is blinded out. Athaman chooses to go for a bubble. Massive spell around the corner does get removed. It looks like the Athaman is surrounded by the Mages on one hand and the Mindbender on the other, taking a bit of that damage, but trying to line aside, going for self-heals with Word of Glories. And is going to reconnect back with Ben. Looking for that rebuke, doesn't quite get it. It's going to be Athaman getting out of that fear with the full burst coming out. Athaman could be in a good spot. Sounds on Atha. Does he get it with a horror effects? Trying to dodge these bolts. Going to be final record. Oh, and Ben getting cleaved down by the Divine Storm. Athaman, no way out with the Blessing Protection is the only thing. Wolf trying to see if he might be able to remove it. If he can remove that bop, he does get to remove it. Athaman with an eye for 9 Shield of Vengeance is the only ways for him to do anything defensively. Wolf with a full flash gun, so he's actually safe. Athaman Shield of Vengeance procking, but it's only so small because of the 39% dampener. That shield is much smaller, therefore the damage it pops off is much smaller. But the AoE stun with the final wreck, Wake of Ashes does stop and stun the undead T-Rexes, since they are treated as undead pets. And Wolf is going to be able to hunt down and slam down damage into your boy Atha. It's going to have to go versus Kreiser. Into an Infernal dropping down. Going to be a trigger for Wolf getting out of the stun. Kreiser, did he try to go for a Mortal Coil into Wolf? I think he might have. He did. And I think it was immediate trigger by Wolf. Just to break out of it. Wolf got all his pets ramped up and ready to go. Going to be a quick Turtle Shell. Just trying to avoid Kreiser as best as possible. Going to be the wall for Kreiser so he gets his casts off. Trying to go for a Decimated Bolt, will not be able to. Maybe can use Decimated Bolt on Pet. It is going to be able to. Shadow Fury onto Wolf. Wolf got a lot of pressure to Kreiser. Kreiser had no health whatsoever. Trying to get a Fear onto Wolf is going to be able to do it. As Kreiser trying to go for yet another Fear onto one of the pets. Wolf is going to try to get the kill shots. How did that kill shot even connect? He was behind the pillar. I think Kreiser's just dead. Trying to go for a gate with barely any health available. Oh no, one auto. Oh no. That Cobra shot at the end with a quick dive into Camo as Facile tried to see if he might be able to get closer to Wolf. But Wolf got himself first aid. Facile mounted up. Maybe even going to look for the eyes. Wolf is just going to go reposition. Reconnect with all his cooldowns. Just reset a little bit. That Warrior's a feral killer? Yeah, he is. He is. Facile dropping down a big old Fel Lord. Going to be a Tyrant joining the fight. But Wolf getting a quick snipe out with a counter shot. The Fel Lord is still in play. Actually, Facile could put himself on top of Fel Lord, and the pets would keep getting knocked down and taking a bit of damage. Mortal Coil into Wolf, gonna go for the wall, summoning Tyrant, summoning everything. Does he have a stun onto Wolf? Maybe to keep him in place. Big damage onto Wolf though. Trying to go for a feign death. The pets are still on him, at least one of them flesh capped, but it's actually getting hit up by all these pets. The Fel Guards are doing work. The Wrathguard doing work to Wolf at no health whatsoever. And it is going to be going down as Facile's pets did take over. Did do a good job. Well, there it is. Alonia just slamming out of the park with Atha bringing it back for his team a little bit. And that Warrior taking down the Feral, dude. That is such a rough duel.